YouTube, today we are starting our Series 12 journey. If you don't know, Series 12 is the official format of the World Championship Series for 2022. We'll be playing the series till the end of August. And I thought, what is a great way to kick off Series 12 adventure? I think it's to use the team that won the biggest event in Series 12. This team was the winner of the VR circuit, which was a massive online tournament. Over 500 players competed, and this is a champion winning team. If you want to go check out the champion, check out the pay spin, or check out the rental team, they'll all be listed down below in the description, and the code is on the screen as well. But yes, I will be bringing some of my heat, of course, to the series. I got a bunch of stuff planned for the channel as well, with a lot of cool Pokemon, so stay tuned for that. And we'll also, of course, be using some of the competitive teams as well, the teams that do really well in this format. Of course, I'm going to showcase those as well, because that is the way we like to learn on this channel. But if you are excited, be sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment down below. It really does help me out. And let's get started and play some games. Hey, are y'all subscribed to the channel? About 50% of you who watch my videos aren't subscribed to the channel. If you would like to see more cool teams this month, make sure you do so. Thank you. All right, we have a Calyx Ice Rider Kyogre team with Mimikyu, Incineroar, Regieleki, and Ferrothorn. So, Ice Rider, interesting matchup. Zacian's obviously really good against the Calyrex, while the Palkia is really good against the Kyogre. So that could be a little bit of a thing, but Calyrex is a little bit scary if it is able to set up properly. And also that Ferrothorn is going to be really difficult to handle, I feel like. That is going to be an annoying Pokemon to handle. Let's see. If it's Iron Defense, I have to bring... I don't even know. Let's see. I do have... Oh, wait. This isn't Sacred Sword Zacian on this team. Okay. So that Ferrothorn is definitely going to be coming, I think, from my opponent. And it's definitely going to be a big threat. So I think what I want to do... I think I need passive stuff. I don't know if I want to Spore on this team or not. I think I bring Grimmsnarl Palkia lead. Yeah, I think Grimmsnarl Palkia lead is okay. Incineroar and Zacian, I think. Because I need Intimidate against this team, I feel like. I want screens up. Because I feel like having screens is like one of the most beneficial ways of handling my opponent's team. Amoonguss, the problem with Amoonguss, it's good for sporing under Trick Room. The only thing is, A, my opponent doesn't have to go to Trick Room route. B, the Mimikyu could have Taunt. And C, that Ferrothorn is such a big problem to my team that it walls the Amoonguss, and Amoonguss can't like Pollen Puff anything, so it's really not helping here. So I need screens to stall out the Trick Room. I need Incineroar's Intimidate, I feel like, in this matchup. And then I think I need Palkia and Zacian for the offensive power against everything else. So we'll see how this matchup goes. This definitely looks pretty difficult. Ferrothorn does look pretty tricky. But Mimikyu, Eleki leads. Okay. So Palkia, not exactly an amazing lead here, but it's probably okay for the most part. That Regieleki is actually looking a little bit scary here. I think I want a Spirit Break here. The problem is Volt Switch. I'm really scared of Volt Switch turn one. How do I avoid like a Volt Switch scenario? I don't really, do I? If they Volt Switch Grimmsnarl, it's really bad here. I think I'm just going to go for a Spirit Break into Mimikyu turn one and just protect the Palkia immediately. Because if they are greedy, they might Volt Switch out the Palkia, and that would be really nice, as I get to break the disguise on Mimikyu, hopefully. Eerie Impulse. Okay, unique tech. That's pretty good that they didn't get the free switch into... The problem was I didn't want a free switch into Calyx Ice Rider, so the reason I do go for the Spirit Break attempt is I want to force the Eleki to stay in so they don't have that free switch to Calyx just yet. So if they do set up Trick Room here, I'm in an okay spot for that. So we break the disguise. That's a pretty important setup. We're going to see the Trick Room come out. Okay. So I think that's all right here. I think I go for... I could Light Screen here. I could Reflect here, or I could go for a Spirit Break here into the Mimikyu. I really like the idea of just like chipping away the Mimikyu, but I do have Zacian that could revenge KO the Mimikyu later, especially if I'm able to set up a sub later in the game. So I think I guess I break a Sash on the Eleki if it is going to be Sash. So we might as well Spirit Break the Eleki. I think we just go back to Incin right here, because a Play Rough could be coming out from the Mimikyu. I get Intimidate off in the Mimikyu. I could Reflect the upcoming turn. It's just a Calyx. Calyx looks really scary. Kyogre could also be a threat, but I can't really let those Pokemon come in for free. We're going to see the Mimikyu swap into Calyx immediately. Okay, this is actually really good. I get Intimidate off into Calyx for free here, but I'm assuming my opponent's going to go for Volt Switch here. Or maybe they try to Eerie Impulse my Palkia again. If they Eerie Impulse my Palkia again, it's amazing, but I am going for a Spirit Break into Eleki to break that potential Focus Sash and to, like, take less damage from an electric move if it does go for it, like Volt Switch. So Not a bad turn. I am able to get a big Intimidate off into Calyx. I'm able to get a Spirit Break into the Aleki, looks like. No Protect. Nice. As, let's see. This should do like 50. Yep. Pretty solid damage into Aleki. What are you going for? Volt Switch? Eerie Impulse. Okay, that's really good for me. That's super solid for me. Okay, cool. All right. Don't really mind that Eerie Impulse. Grimmsnarl can get a Reflect Up, which is really good here. And we can Parting Shot out the Calyx slot immediately. I really do like that. The Calyx is at -1. We'll have a Reflect Up. They want to switch out. They could switch out the Aleki and the Kyogre, I guess. So maybe, but I mean, Kyogre would take a Spirit Break. I don't know. I think if you sack Aleki or Volt Switch at this point, or maybe you switch out the Calyx and the Kyogre. The thing is, they're wasting their Trick Room turns, and that's really valuable here. The Aleki is going to Hard Swap here. Mimikyu or Kyogre? Kyogre comes in. Okay. So I don't mind this at all. I get a big Parting Shot off into Calyx. I get a Reflect Up. I can Light Screen up the next turn. I'm in a pretty solid spot, especially with Palkia, and they're going to Dynamax actually, which is pretty good for me. I'm assuming this is Quake though, so my Palkia can't exactly break through their team, but they don't do that much damage back to me, so should be an okay scenario. Calyx is going to Dynamax, which is nice. I don't have to worry about the Shadow Sneak stuff till later. And again, I can deal with the Calyx at any time. They didn't bring in Incineroar, so I have a Behemoth Blade waiting in the back to just blow away this Calyx once that comes down to it. So I just focus down the Kyogre slot, so Zacian safe. Next Quake comes out. Okay. Into Incineroar, I have Intimidate and Reflect. Still does a lot of damage though, because Calyx is still an insane monster. But now Calyx is now at -2 attack, and we have a Reflect Up, and next time we can get a Light Screen up. So seems like a pretty ideal situation right here, especially if I can get like a sub up with Zacian later in the game. But yeah, this looks really good here. We will swap out in our Palkia, and Palkia can now go for a Max Quake into the Kyogre very safely here, and we're gonna go for a Light Screen here. And this is why I want to delay the Dynamax as much as possible if I had to, because now they used up their Dynamax in a not really great position. I feel like they haven't really gotten that much accomplished with it. And yeah, Max Quake into the Kyogre is just really solid here, as Calyx can stay in, and it's in an awkward spot. It can Max Quake chip, but it's just not really doing that much. With the Reflect Up, with the 2 minus attack drops onto the Calyx, this is looking like a really solid position that I want to set up for Zacian. So all I have to do again is just target down the Kyogre, wear for like player of damage potentially, and that should be the key here. Of course, the Calyx crits. This entire game plan goes down the drain. We're gonna have to like risk that anyway, I think, when we're playing slow. I mean, that's the risk of just using screens and Intimidate in general, right? It's just hoping that your opponent doesn't really get crits immediately. At least if you're gonna crit me, wait till Trick Room's over and I have the Zacian that can Behemoth Blade you. At that point, I just KO you before the crits. So let's see. Light Screen gonna come out, so Palkia is protected. Dual screens is set up. We have like 7 turns of Reflect, 8 turns of Light Screen. We're gonna see the Quake come out into who? Into Palkia. Yeah, this does very, very little damage. So Palkia very comfortable about taking this hit. Let's see what the Kyogre goes for. Water Spout? Thunder. Okay. No para. Great. And Max Quake. So the Kyogre's at +2 special defense, so it's going to take this decently well. Yeah, took that really well actually. I'm Life Orb and that took it really well. But that is the power of Kyogre, I guess. Although we do have a plus special defense on the Grimmsnarl, so I can go for Spirit Breaks, I guess. I go for Spirit Breaks here, and I'm just gonna Quake again. I guess the problem is that the Calyx has Trick Room. They can reset another Trick Room, but really they're just not accomplishing much here. Like the Palkia can just sit here for days, really. Like, again, I just have to try to get rid of this Kyogre as fast as I possibly can, because I don't have to worry about the Calyx at all. If it switches out, that's completely okay, because I think I can nuke the Mimikyu using the Palkia's Geyser, and they'll lose their special defense boost on top of that. The Quake and the Grimmsnarl, yeah, there's no way Water Spout's going to pick up the knockout. Grimmsnarl might actually be even faster than the Kyogre under this Trick Room here, so I might get Spirit Break before. Yeah, I am. So this is a pretty big hit, because Kyogre doesn't have the best defenses, or physical defense. Yeah, so that's a pretty big hit, and the special attack drop is really nice here. As you can see, Orchid Pulse just does no damage. Yeah, they really have not been able to break through. They did get a crit on Palkia, but thankfully it was on the 4 times resisted move. Max Quake gonna come out once again, and yeah, like, ooh, that's a good crit. Okay, that's a crit. Nice. So crit for crit it looks like, but yeah, that just speeds up the process. I think it doesn't really change too much, but it does speed up the process here. Chicken returns to normal. I go for what here? I think I just spear break the Kyogre. And I think I just go for the max. Did I go for max Whirlwind? They could greed Mimikyu here for the Calyx. Although I really don't think that's going to be the case. I do feel like double protect is probably likely here though. Like max Geyser in the rain, it would do chip, but I mean, it doesn't really accomplish anything. Yeah, I'll just go for the max Dragon in the Calyx. Just get Intimidate off. They're actually going to swap out the Calyx. Okay, is this Mimikyu? I greeted that a bit too hard there, but that's okay. I can go for a Hydro Pump the next turn, and that'd be really nice. Oh, they also sacked the okay, Orchard Pulse into both. All right, Spirit Break into the Kyogre is going to finish it off here. Okay, this is actually kind of an awkward position. Yeah, I think maybe Max Dragon was a little bit greedy there when I didn't have to. I thought the Calyx was just going to set up Trick Room because it was at +3 special defense. But yeah, that's not going to be the case. My opponent actually got a really good turn out of that. That was a really good play on their part. So I probably should have just went for, I guess, Geyser then in that case. Or even if I wanted to, I could have went for Quake. Although Quake was really unnecessary at that point. Aleki going to come out. Interesting. Aleki can't do anything though other than Eerie Impulse because my Palkia's Light Screen, 3 special defense boosts. I think I'm just going to Thunder... No, I'm going to double up the Mimikyu. I think Palkia's done its job. I don't need it to win the game anymore. I just want to prevent Trick Room from going up if possible. I'm just going to go for Spirit Break Hydro Pump because if they go for Eerie Impulse, Spirit Break, and a Hydro Pump, I still think we'll pick up the knockout to Mimikyu. Of course, assuming we hit. That's the thing about using Palkia. Hydro Pump is his best water move other than like Surf, and you're not really using Surf really. So it's a little bit difficult here. But hopefully we'll be able to land a hit in Mimikyu. Mimikyus don't usually run Protect either. So we saw Trick Room. It should have Shadow Stake on this team. It is going to fire for Shadow Stake. Oh, Shadow Stake and a Thunderbolt? I don't think that KOs. You got to hope for a crit. Web. Not sure about this one. Yeah, don't know about that one. I think if you do anything, you should be firing off a T-Bolt. Do we hit? We don't hit. Okay. That's a classic. Spirit Break, though. Okay. So, I mean... I just got it. Okay, I'm gonna Thunderweight the Mimikyu and Hydro Pump, I guess. It's actually kind of annoying. Because the position I'm like really worried about is Mimikyu next to Calyrex could actually reverse sweep me in the end game. I mean, I think it's like pretty unlikely, but under the right conditions it can. I think that's like the worst. That's like the way my opponent gets out of this. So let's see if we can hit a Hydro Pump against the Mimikyu because we kind of have to. I'll Thunder Wave it in order to get a higher chance with Paras, but okay, that's not going to be the case. Shadow Sneak here. Thunderbolt's not KOing at this range though. So I get a Thunder Wave off into you. Maybe they're just trying to put me in range of like Calyrex, but Calyrex can't 1v4 my team. Especially with Instant plus Zacian on the back. Yeah, they're Electro Webbing. Yeah, I'm assuming they're setting up for Calyrex. Glacial Lance to pick up 2 knockouts here. That's what it's looking like right here. I do get the Hydro Pump finally. Okay. So that's a good Hydro Pump hit. Goodbye, Mimikyu. Nice. Okay. I'm at -2 speed with the Palkia, so I'm probably slower than Calyrex. I actually have no idea what speed tier that Calyrex is going to be. I know it's base 50 speed, but I don't know if they're min speed or not. So I could just T-Weight the Calyrex and go for Earth Power. Which is not a bad play here. Yeah, it's not that bad of a play. Because it gives me para chances. I guess what could be worse, right? The worst case would be I miss and then they get the Glacial Lance off. I double dive for nothing, I think. Although I do have Instant and I'll have Fake Out. I don't think that's worth it. How much does a Screen Swipe left? 2. I would like to keep the Reflect turns up if possible. So maybe I'll just go Instant here. It's not that big of a risk, I feel like. And just protect the Palkia. Yeah, if they Trick Room, it's okay here. I don't think that's that bad for me at all. I think Instant here is a pretty good play because unless, I mean, I have to dodge probably a few crits here, assuming they do get lucky with the crits here. But I mean, I could get a free switch into Zacian right here and really start dishing out the damage. Let's see. Electro once again. Yeah, that's not going to accomplish much. Hopefully I can get my berry back, but I don't think this Glacial Lance is going to do that. Instant takes quite a bit here. I wonder if Palkia lives T-Bolt at the range. High horsepower, actually. They went for Palkia, though. Okay. Interesting high horsepower instead of Glacial Lance there. Maybe they thought the Instant was coming in for that slot. We're just gonna fake out the Calyx and go for the Earth Power here. Yeah, that's okay here. If they double protect, should be okay. Yeah, they're gonna... Did they double? I don't know if they did. Okay, they did. So they have protect, high horsepower. You want to have... It has to have Glacial Lance. And then last move, close combat or Trick Room? So this is the last turn of Reflect gone. Yeah. They go for Electroweb. They activate my Baryon Incineroar, so I don't go down to the... I'm pretty sure they activate Barry at least. I guess this could be a little bit annoying. Maybe I'm throwing here. I guess I could just Flare Blitz here though. I'm gonna Flare Blitz the Eliki and just protect. Yeah, that's probably okay. I think that's okay. Maybe I'm wrong here. I think they have to Glacial Lance. Electroweb's gonna come out. Maybe they have... Maybe they're gonna high horsepower the Incineroar. Who knows? I gotta free switch to Zacian if that's the case though. Oh, I'm a little bit out of my Barry range. That's a little bit unfortunate. They went for the high horsepower. Okay. Fair. I think I just get Zacian in though. I'm like pretty confident I just get Zacian in. Light screen wears off, which is fine because I live in Eliki crit. Oh, I guess I risk full para. Yeah, maybe I played this endgame a little bit sloppy. Okay. The Zacian's in now. I have Behemoth Blade pressure. Even if this is Jolly max speed Calyx, I don't think it outspeeds this Zacian. And we go for Behemoth Blade here and we go for Earth Power. Eliki needs to crit Electroweb here or needs to get a T-Bolt off. They're just going to stay in an attack. Okay, so Electroweb comes out. Are you actually... There's no chance high horsepower KOs me if you're not Life Orb. You're at neutral attack. Yeah, but I outspeed anyway. That's what I thought. I was like, no way. No way. The Behemoth Blade going to come out into the Calyx because you need a... Even if you're max speed Calyx, I'm pretty sure that this Zacian will always outspeed at -1. So yeah, Calyx goes down and then Earth Power finishes off the Eliki. So a little bit of a sloppy endgame for me. Maybe I could... I was trying to figure out a safe way to take the KO on Eliki so I can isolate the Calyx and then just finish it off. But I didn't want like my opponent getting free switches with the +2 if they went for a Trick Room there. It could have been a little bit rough, but I guess we were just able to pull it out, I suppose, with the Zacian. Because the only thing I think that could have screwed me over there was them having T-Bolt or like Thunder Wave, I guess, in that case. But like probably most realistically, T-Bolt, full para. They have to get the paralysis and then get the full para. I was trying to play around that the entire time, but I probably made the position worse for me. But overall, was able to be really solid. I think the one turn that could have been absolutely like improved on was the Max Dragon and Mimikyu. Extra greedy was not necessary at all. Probably should have just went straight for like... If I'm going to make that play, I could go for a Max Dragon into the Kyogre slot, or I could go for a Geyser into the Calyx because it covers like all switches, and I think that was the one play I did mess up on. If you currently enjoyed the content you're watching and want to see more of it, make sure you check out my other YouTube channels, my second YouTube channel, my Eclipse channel, and of course, make sure you follow the action live on my Twitch channel. All links available in the description down below. Okay, this has been a very popular team archetype. The Grimmsnarl, Kyogre with Seismitoad, Zapdos, Incineroar, and Zacian. So of course Kyogre, Zacian, really strong pairing. The Seismitoad's been pretty common recently. It's running like 4 moves Life Orb usually, so that's probably like Goggle Zapdos, I'd imagine. Okay, I don't want to approach this because I actually don't know. I feel like Palkia is extremely good, of course, but I do have to take care of some factors first. I kind of want to go Grimmsnarl here lead wise with Amoonguss. I want to say no Incineroar, which is going to suck against the... Because I would like parting shots off in Zapdos, and of course against Zacian, it'd be helpful. But I think Grimmsnarl plus Amoonguss is a really good combo here, because if they lead the rain mode for like Max Quakes to play against my Palkia or Zacian, they get really punished by the Amoonguss here for that slot. I think the only lead that would be scary would be Zapdos plus the Zacian, so maybe that would be scary, and maybe I'm just better off leading Grimmsnarl plus Palkia if that's the case. Yeah, I probably am. I think Zacian is still really strong with the play rough, and then I think Amoonguss. Thundurus, I don't think it's that key here. I just think that Thundurus is just really reliant on them bringing Incineroar, and I don't know if they bring Incineroar. I think they have like way better tools against me than bringing the Incineroar. I don't think it's necessary at all. I mean, they're going to bring the Zacian. They're probably going to bring the Kyogre. I think Seismitoad or Zapdos, or probably both of them, are like really good here. So let's see. Gonna be the Zapdos Grimmsnarl. Okay. So I can't tell what they're going to exactly go for. I know a lot of Zapdos run Eerie Impulse now, so that's also a threat. I would really, really like to get a Spirit Break off or a Light Screen. I kind of want to Spirit Break these Zapdos. And I think I'm going to go Harden as Zacian. Now you might be wondering, why am I going Harden as Zacian? I think it's like really unlikely they go for Max Lightning turn 1. I think they'd rather Airstream if that's the case. They might just stay in normal form and go for Eerie Impulse right here with the Zapdos and Light Screen, which I could definitely see. So let's see if that's going to be the case, because I think those are the two best plays for my opponent here. And I want to try to cover both of them while the other plays aren't exactly like that bad. And yeah, this is a Light Screen. Perfect. And this is probably Eerie Impulse. Yeah, okay, perfect. So that's really good. I was able to catch that, the worst case scenario here, and I'm able to get a Spirit Break off into the Zapdos. So fantastic. That means it's not doing that much damage. I can get an extra turn of screens if I want to, and I can Behemoth Blade this Grimmsnarl right here, or I could play with the Zapdos. That also punishes it. What do I think is going to be in the back? I mean, they don't have good switch-ins. Maybe Harden their Zacian. That seems pretty weak here. I don't think they're going to max in this case. I actually want to fire off a Thunder Wave in a Zapdos, because I don't think I need the screen just yet. And then Behemoth Blade to Grimmsnarl, because I don't think it's instant in the back. I would really like a Thunder Wave off into whatever the Zapdos is switching into. Yeah. Into what? Kyogre or Zacian? Nice. That's a huge Thunder Wave off. Definitely take it. So this might be Thunder Wave into my Zacian, or this might be Reflect here. Either is fine. Thunder Wave into their slot. Okay. Really nice. And then I can Light Screen up. I guess Spirit Break would have been good too. They Reflect. Okay, fair. I think that Grimmsnarl always goes down to Behemoth Blade, so I'll Light Screen up the next turn. Actually, Kyogre was kind of a dangerous switch. I could have played roughed and just KO'd, or not KO'd, but I would have done a lot to that slot. I mean, Reflect, I guess, helps cover the damage. But yeah, Grimmsnarl goes down. They don't get a Light Screen up, which is pretty huge because Palkia is now a huge threat if they Dynamax the Zapdos. And yeah, this is pretty rough with the Kyogre paralyzed. If they do go out into Zapdos, I think I'm just going to go for a max, or not max. I'm just going to go for a Light Screen and play rough. Here's Zacian comes in. Okay. So Zacian, very scary here. Although I really don't think I'm that concerned about it at the moment. I think I'm going to Light Screen here. I could just Thunder Wave their Zacian slot. I don't know if they're like trying to bait the tax in his Zacian and go hard into Zapdos. Or like a Thunder Wave. I think I'm just gonna Light Screen because I always get something out of a Light Screen here. And I think I just play rough the Kyogre slot. Let's see. I could see Zacian protecting. I could see it swapping out. We're gonna see a Dynamax here from the Kyogre. So I don't have to wear Dynamax Zapdos at all, which is actually really solid. I guess the issue is maybe I should have went like Hardamungus here. The issue here is if I lose Zacian, it's actually kind of rough. But I mean, they are risking like them getting paralyzed on the Dynamax turns too, so that's tricky as well. Is this protect? No, they attacked here. Good attack on their part. This might be just a Behemoth Blade into my Grimmsnarl. Or maybe they're just going to take the KO on Zacian with a double up. All right, here comes the Behemoth Blade. They're faster than me. Okay. Into Grimmsnarl. All right. This is... Oh, I guess if this is play rough, it's kind of awkward. Yeah, this is play rough. It's kind of awkward. From their Zacian. Play rough into that slot. Does some decent damage. They do get a Geyser off. Okay. This is tricky now. Geyser into Zacian. That does so much damage. Okay, that has to be Mystic Water. Okay, I'm going hard into my Palkia. I didn't get a Reflect up. But the thing is, this Palkia is actually pretty bulky, so I'd imagine we survive an attack here. I'm going to go for a Max Geyser, I guess, into the Zacian slot, and I'm going to go out into... Or I could Protect going to Amoonguss. That's not that bad, actually. Yeah, I'm going to Protect going to Amoonguss. I was thinking of, like, taking the KO here, but... maybe I should have, if this is sub Zacian. I just don't know which set the Zacian's going to be, because this is the... I feel like it's probably 3 attacks with Play Rough. So let's find out. We will protect our Palkia here. I think Zacian has to attack here. Yeah, it's Play Rough. Okay, cool. Palkia, I mean, if Kyogre gets paralyzed, that'd be nice, but they're gonna get a geyser off. All right. So Geyser into the Amoonguss. Does this do half? Oh, with light screen up, yeah, no shot. Okay, it just did a lot to my Zacian. All right, let's go for a max Geyser into the Zacian slot. Should pick up a knockout because we are in rain. We're gonna go for a Rage Powder here. We don't care if Amoonguss goes down here. If Amoonguss goes down, we probably just win because I think the only way to knock out my Amoonguss in this spot is either Behemoth Blade or you crit me with max Hailstorm. Maybe max Geyser crit KOs me, but I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Again, I don't think this is sub Zacian. I'm pretty sure straight attacks. They can protect you to stall out a turn, but this is their last turn of Dynamax on Kyogre. So they kind of think, I think they have to go aggressive here, but we'll find out. Okay, Rage Powder does come out. Okay, yeah, they are going to go aggressive here. Perfect. So here is a Play Rough. Okay, into Amoonguss. Okay, nice. So Geyser should pick up the knockout in the Zacian. If not, this is actually really tough. But this is Life Orb max Geyser in the rain. Like, I'd imagine this KOs. Wow, that doesn't KO. Okay. Huh. Was not expecting that one. Is this still okay? Yeah, it is. Their Zacian goes down to a turn of Hail. Okay, this is actually such a weird endgame now. This is such a weird endgame now. Yeah, okay, so the problem here... Oh, there's so many issues right now. So the problem is, it's a mind game of like, does Kyogre switch out into Zapdos here to like get the rain up? Oh wait, no, they wouldn't have enough turns to do that. Okay, no, I just max guard here and protect, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, that's okay. Wait, if Zacian switches out to Zapdos, can they win? No, I don't think they can. If Zapdos comes in, because this was my second turn of max. Yeah, okay, I'm fine. Play Rough into the Palkia slot, no surprise, and a attack from the Kyogre is paralyzed. Doesn't matter this turn unless it was setting up something. Hailstorm. Yeah, the Hail knocks out this Zacian. I was like really worried about like if they were somehow able to get the rain up, but I realized that was impossible before the Hail damage was going to affect the Zacian. Only way they do that is like Zacian switches out into Zapdos, but that doesn't get rid of the Hail and I could stall it out. So either way, like if Zapdos came in, I just like get a double knockout here, I'm pretty sure. So Zapdos comes out. It's not theoretically over. Play Rough is still a thing. So we're gonna double up the Did we double up the Zapdos slot? If it has Protect, we're screwed. But it's Eerie Impulse. You want to assume it's Eerie Impulse Roost with like a fire move like Heat Wave because Fair Front's really annoying for this team. So I want to say we just double up the Zapdos slot with Play Rough into a Max Dragon. Okay, that's the way we can lose. Yeah, this is the way we can lose. Great game. Okay, if Kyogre gets paralyzed, we're like, we're in the same spot. Or we crit here. Okay, that is very unfortunate. The one bad thing about running Play Rough Zacian is that we can miss. And they hit their Origin Pulse. Unlucky. Okay, I mean, it's not over, but it's looking really bad. Yeah, there are goggles on the Zapdos confirmed. Yeah, it was the Eerie Impulse goggle set. I'm pretty sure it has Roost. They go for Roost here, or are they going to go for a T-Bolt? I have Light Screen up still, so I imagine... I think I have to go for an Earth Power or a Spatial Run crit. I'm going to go for the Earth Power because I expect a Roost here. If they T-Bolt, I would be kind of shocked because I feel like stalling out with Roost is more likely a better chance of winning. Yeah, okay. So I need Palkia to pick up the knock on Zapdos right now. If we don't, this is really bad. They also recovered a lot. I think I probably have to go for Spatial Rend high crit, but I can go for Earth Power crit. Yeah, I just don't do enough. I think I had a lot of... I don't know. I think I just had a lot of momentum here. Ice Beam also crit me. Do a light screen. This was a great experience to Series 12. I'll tell you that much. uh, Very unfortunate game. It's impossible to win now. Yeah, it'd be impossible. I go down to life orb pit after Zapdos goes for T-Bolt. If they want to roost spam, they could do that too. That is crazy. That was absolutely crazy. So yeah, that was a pretty unfortunate ending. Palkia is supposed to be really good against the Zacian Kyogre teams, but it just kind of fell short. I mean, the play rough miss was very, very unfortunate because, of course, I did risk that because I had the move, but maybe I could have went for Behemoth Blade instead and went for like Max Dragon. And that would have double up, would have easily KO'd the Zapdos, I think, at the range. So maybe that was the better play. I was a little bit worried about like how Kyogre endgame would go, especially since I would be taking maybe a hit from Kyogre, assuming he doesn't get fully paralyzed. If they crit me once, it's pretty bad. And especially with the Life Orb chip and like, I don't know, do I spam Earth Power, I guess, at the end of the game against Kyogre? Maybe it gave me better shots than just like hitting the player off. I guess maybe then Behemoth Blade is the right call though. So yeah, maybe I should have just went for that instead, as it probably was a better play. But it kind of stinks because I think I set up like a really strong beginning, because I think I made like the first 2 turns like really correct, but it just shows it just takes one game to swing the difference, I think, and that was like the huge one right there. And that is the show. No surprise, Palkia was able to do a ton of work in today's episode, especially with all the support with this team. Really compliments to Palkia. If you do want to go check out the winner and the placement of the team, make sure you go check it out. I'll link them in the description down below. And if you want to try out the team, of course, try it out with the rental code here. But we got a lot of fun stuff coming out to this channel, including fresh teams that I will be creating with some really fun Pokemon, as well as serious teams that do really well in the format. I'll be showcasing all of them, so make sure you stay around to this channel and make sure you check out the rest of my videos. We got a lot of great VGC content here on this channel, and I'm excited to bring more. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people, and until we bow again, I'll catch y'all later.